Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking graphic novel review. This one's pretty cool. It's more Snyder and Capullo Batman. Batman! Last Night on Earth. Neat. Quick read up at the back of the book. The last word on the Dark Knight. Powerhouse creative team Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo from Batman the Court of the Owls and Dark Knight's Metal conclude a decade-long partnership with the Caped Crusader in Batman Last Night on Earth. That's K-N-I-G-H-T. Ooh, so clever. 20 years in the future, not that far, Bruce Wayne wakes up in Arkham Asylum. Young, sane, and he's never been Batman. To piece together the mystery of his past, the Dark Knight embarks on a sprawling quest through this unknown world, meeting futuristic versions of former friends and enemies, including a grisly traveling companion, the Joker's head. The head of the frickin' Joker in a jar. Wild. Somehow still alive, Joker's decapitated head becomes Batman's ghoulish guide through the landscape of the devastated DC universe. But to unravel the cause of this terrible future, he'll need to track down the unspeakable force that destroyed the world he once knew. This could be the last Batman story ever told. Not really, though. We're going to get Batman stories till the end of time. We just are. That's how it works. And I do want to get the McFarlane figures for this as well. So it kind of starts with Batman driving around, and he sees Joe Chill, like, in the alley with his parents or something. He gets shot in the head, and he wakes up in Arkham Asylum, and there are all these doctors that are very similar to the supervillains, and they're trying to convince him that he's not Batman. He never was Batman. This is a fantasy he told himself as a child. And Alfred's there too, trying to help him. A lot of stuff going on, and he kind of figures it out. He's like, Alfred, I know this isn't real. I know this isn't real, man. So it turns out Alfred is actually far older now, even though Bruce is still young. So this isn't Batman. It's one of the Future's End type Batman clones that just has his kind of memories up to a certain point. So he crawls out of this underground fake recreation of Gotham. And the Joker's head is hanging on a pole, so Batman carries it around to help him out. He finds, like, the destroyed Oa lantern, and there are these big construct babies roaming around, and there are these Amazons, led by Wonder Woman, but there's also Adana Troy, Supergirl, Poison Ivy, and my girl Vixen. And they're kind of the new Amazons, and they kind of protect some of the last few people in the last sane society, but they're running out of resources, and it's too dark underground, and Wonder Woman explains everything that happened, like, and it was kind of the Scott Snyder choosing justice or choosing doom, but society chose it based on, like, so Lex Luthor gave Superman this kind of thing, and he was like, I'll stop being a villain forever. But you gotta do this thing. We're gonna have an argument on live television, worldwide. I give the argument for evil, you give the argument for good. And whoever loses will be impaled by these kryptonite traps. And Lex is there knowing, like, hey, even if I lose, Superman's gonna push me out of the way and die. But Lex Luthor hears Superman's argument for good, and it moves him. And Lex is like, wow. Yeah, good should win. He's like, there's no way Superman will lose. But then the trap comes up and it kills Superman. The world chose doom. Pretty crazy stuff. There's like a Speed Force storm that all the speedsters are trapped in. And Swamp Thing is like a monster. And all this crazy stuff. It's really an insane world. A really insane world that I'd kind of like to see more of. And there's like a Superman kind of robot clone or something. It looks like Lex is trying to bring Superman back, but he's not super good at it. Lex has really gone crazy. It's a sad, sad, sad world. Wonder Woman eventually does help Batman get to the real Gotham, where a lot of wild stuff is happening. Like, the Court of Owls and the Talons have kind of become the good guys. Dick Grayson's taken up his role as a Talon that he was originally intended for. We get like a robotic body for the Joker, and they go to fight Omega, who kind of rules the world now from this strange Gotham. And Omega is a Batman. They just don't know what Batman. And it's pretty wild. I'm not going to spoil for you who Omega is, but I will say I found Omega's identity to be incredibly predictable. Insanely predictable. That being said, it was still pretty cool. Omega was pretty dope. There was like an evil Martian Manhunter, and he's going to use like the anti-life equation to basically put everyone on the Earth under his rule, or something like that. Very cool stuff. Excellent art. Excellent writing. I won't tell you what happens in the end, because I want you guys to read these yourselves. I want you to support the industry, you know? Support your local comic shop if you can. Or if you even have one. If you don't, just don't read them illegally. I know someone who reads comics illegally all the time, and I'm like, dude, you make more than most of our friend group combined. You can afford to read a couple comics, especially if you get them like in digital collected editions. But yeah, this was an excellent book. It's supposed to be the quote-unquote end of Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder's Batman story, but I've heard that before, you know? Like, I've heard that, like, DC has said that their story was supposed to kind of end with Dark Knight's Metal, but also they say the story was originally supposed to end with this, so kind of which one is it, you know? Which one is it? Speaking of, I will be reviewing more Dark Knight's Metal stuff too, and I gotta finish reviewing the Dark Knight's Metal stuff, and I need to review all the Death Metal stuff. I'm recording this before any of the Death Metal stuff is in trades. I'm reading all that in trades. I have pre-ordered the main story, and I'll get the volumes collecting other issues when they come out. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next time, I'll likely be doing some Marvel. Maybe some Spider-Man stuff. Some Spider-Verse stuff. We'll have to see. So that's it. Thank you all once again. Check out our Patreon down below, as well as our other links. And I'll see you all next time.